Sunday, the day you're seeing this, you are sitting at a very weird angle on the shelf in my room, my sewing room. This is another Sunday reset. You all know I just started this. For those who don't know, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in, and welcome to all my new subscribers. Thank you so much. Actually, the day you're seeing this is the day, let me just think. Oh, it's going to be Sunday. I want to say it's the 27th. If I got that wrong, you'll see it on the screen. But, oops, I actually just accidentally started a workout on my watch. BHM Pattern Designers is wrapping up, and as usual, the last few days of the month, lots of entries come rolling in, so I am excited about that. So you have one more day until February 28th to use the discount codes. I shared those in my previous video. You would have just seen yesterday. Today is actually, I'm recording this, today is Thursday the 24th, I think. Yes, today is the 24th. And so yesterday you saw my video and I shared all the discount codes. I probably had that graphic popping up, so make sure you go take advantage. I actually have a few patterns I need, probably just a couple. I'm going to send to PDF plotting. I had to zoom you in a little bit. A couple patterns to PDF plotting, and yeah, so I'll do that either today or tomorrow. It's only a couple patterns I want to send. Speaking of which, I have mail. I have fabric I'm going to show you that came in the mail. And speaking of patterns, did you all take advantage of the McCall's when Minerva did the free pattern? I know it's too late now. I do apologize. I am an ambassador for McCall's, but I just didn't have time to really post about this with everything going on for the sewing challenge this month. But I did download it, and only thing that sucks about it for me, you have to tape it together. There is no copy shop version, which, oh, I do not like that. Maybe I'll reach out to Minerva just to see if they have a copy shop version. I don't know. Yeah, if this was done in collaboration with McCall, there might not be a copy shop version available. But I think the dress is absolutely adorable. It's McCall 7969. See that? So I did download it, and if I can't get a copy shop version, I'll print it off. It'll be one of those things. If I'm forced, quote unquote, to print a pattern off, I'll just print it and just take my time putting it together. Maybe I'll just select a day to tape it together and have it. And so I cannot get into this box. So that's what I'm doing. Oh, also the fabric came from So Much Fabric. And so I used the coupon code from BHM to purchase this fabric. And so I'll show you what it is momentarily. It's actually absolutely perfect, because when I plan my spring summer mood board, this is one of the colors that's going in that color palette. And drinking from my sorority wear mug, which they're also offering a discount, so make sure you take advantage. Let me just share with you this, and you all know my Sunday resets. These are more vlog style, me rambling about something over a few days. Now, typically I started this on today, which is a Thursday. Typically I wanted to start it earlier in the week, but you guys, with the challenge and the sewing challenge and doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes, I just didn't have time to like pick up the camera for that. But plus with work, obviously, and actually I'm on a break, so I'm gonna talk a little bit fast. But let me just tell you what I put in my coffee, because as you can tell, I just finished working out. And so I wanted something warm. Let me tell you, the weather here in Texas has been gorgeous. It was 80 degrees, 70 degrees. Then all of a sudden it dropped down to 50 degrees, y'all. Oh my goodness. And so I wanted something warm. And forgive me, I know 50 is not like cold. But actually this morning, when I say 50, that's the high. When I walked this morning, it was 38 degrees. I couldn't believe it. But I got my walk in. And so I just finished off, I added in my coffee. I drink decaf, so I'm not like a die-hard coffee drinker. I put this in my coffee. This is by Marigolds. This is a high protein coffee. It's dairy free. And it's a vanilla collagen latte. I like to add extra collagen to, like, if I make a smoothie. Usually I showed you guys that in my weight loss video, which I promise one is coming up with the update soon. But I usually use that Equip collagen. I was out of that, just got that in the mail, but I only had a little of this left, and I like this. I will say it's, you know, it's grass-fed collagen peptides. You put it in your coffee. Is no GMO, lactose free, no bloating. And I can truly say, because I do deal with gluten issues, and also, you know, I just have to make sure I'm paying attention to the things that, even something like this, that I'm partaking in. And then I added this here. This is a super creamer. Let me see if you can see that. This is a super creamer, and this is called Super Creamer Positive Energy. It's 0 sugar, and it's also plant-based, or it says it's has 2 grams of plant protein, I should say. And this flavor is French vanilla. I actually like and it's 0 carbs, and I actually like the caramel of this better, but when I went to the store, they just had the French vanilla, so I grabbed that. And then I add 2 pumps of I have the skinny syrup, that 0 carb skinny syrup, the vanilla. And okay, hold on, let me get this open. Okay, I moved you. So yeah, and as you all know, with these vlogs I'll be showing you, one of the things I'll be showing is actually my last make for BHM Pattern Designers, and it's a make that I made before I actually pattern tested. So, and I have a whole dedicated video on it, so I didn't want to do another dedicated video on it for my makes. As you all know, for the month I always share a dedicated video on the thing that I made. So you just saw my video from Wednesday that shared with you my make in my fabric. Yes, you can order that fabric off of Swoon Flower. Everything was down in the description box. I'll put that down here too. Absolutely love it. Oh, I'm so in love with that. I'm ready to make several tank dresses, and in the colors that I'm planning for spring, and other colors. As you all know, when I pick my colors from my mood board, I'm always sewing it up other things as well. Oh, okay, I'm about to show you the fabric. Exciting news. I'll also share. Let me know what you all think in the comment section below. You all know that we are planning a move and all of that good stuff. I will say, in all honesty, YouTube, that's what I do. And I share, you know, things from mainly sewing, very little behind the scenes, and very little anything about my life, but outside of sewing. But as you all know, from the beginning of the year, in my plans video, I said I will do just a little bit more of lifestyle, different thing, incorporating it into my makes videos, and my Sunday resets are definitely a little bit more rambly with a bunch of other different stuff. So I will be sharing me breaking down my sewing space in this house that we're in now, and my plans for how I want to build up the sewing room in the new space, because I will have a dedicated space. However, I am downsizing, like, the stuff. There's a lot of stuff. You all know in the previous video, I'll share up in the link here, I shared with you me condensing things and organizing things to get it to this point. And this, you know, because it's spread out in 2 different spaces. But everything is going into one space when we move, and I can do that. And I'm excited about, like, condensing and keeping things that I really need. Fabric wise, I don't know that I'll have a ton to destash, because over the past year, since I've had my colors, and then I've been I've been very strategic about the things that I'm purchasing. I do have some older fabric in my stash that I have used before, but I don't know if it's like de-stash worthy. If you know, before I put it up for sale on my website, I can use destashify.com, and who is having a 25% off sale right now. I need to visit them because I want to see if they have some athletic fabric, because I have some plans coming up that I'm excited to share. I'll bring that specific plans video in March, but it's going to be athletic stuff. And so I've been neglecting my athletic gear, and I really need to get on the ball seriously. But I will share that. Yeah, my husband is not for all this sharing, doing, you know, empty house tours and doing all that type of stuff, which I respect greatly. And so this is my thing. So you won't see any of that, or very little of that, but you will see sewing updates for the room, what I'm planning, because that's going to take some time. And obviously you all know when that time comes, I will be there will be a pause on this channel. I'll try to schedule as much as I can in advance, but there probably won't be as many videos when that transition period happens. So what did I get to the good stuff. Oh, this is, oh, thank you, Roz. I don't know if Roz will see this, but thank you so much. She sent me a note that says, thanks for hosting BHM Pattern Designers. Enjoy an issue of Burda Style. Roz, thank you. She sent me a complimentary issue, and she sent this here. Isn't that? I love Roz. I love Roz. She know that. I know Roz personally. I love Roz. So here is the fabric. It's called Kiwi Rayon Jersey Knit. The day she posted this, when it popped up on Instagram, I immediately went and purchased 2 yards. It is 60 inches wide. It is 92% rayon, 8% spandex. It was $18 a yard. However, you use the discount code and you got, what was it, 20% off? 15 or 20% off. I can't, let me see. Is it on here? No, it's not. It's either 15 or 20%. Forgive me, I can't think off the top of my head, but you saw the graphics pop up. At the time I'm recording this, she still has some of this left. And actually, Laquana tagged me on Instagram and said, we are fabric twins, because she ordered the same thing. I'm telling you, this fabric is absolutely gorgeous. Yes, it's a solid color, but it is the color Kiwi Rayon. And I'll show you the Burda magazine that I received, and I'll tell you what issue that is. But this is the fabric. And when I tell you Roz's fabric, the quality of her fabric is, yes, it is. You are paying for quality when you shop at places like So Much Fabric. And that is one of my goals. The fabrics that I've been looking at and sourcing are definitely what I consider higher quality fabrics from these various fabric companies. I will do an updated video on that. Actually, I probably won't need to. I'll just link to the shops that I listed in my top 10 online fabric shops. Those are still good quality fabrics. There are others I'm shopping. I'll share with those, but I'll link to that. I did do a video, dedicated video on that. But anyway, here it is. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, and you guys, this, yes, it's in my color house. Yes. And it's more than likely going to be a dress. Let's just be honest. But I would love to get a dress and a top out of this. But I have 2 yards. The reason I'm convinced I might be able to get a dress and a top is because it's 60 inches wide. You all know I am hands down all about wide width fabric. But yeah, 2 yards. I might be able to get a dress and a top, even if it is a sleeveless tank out of this. That's absolutely fine. Actually, if I stick to the sleeveless tank dress, I will be able to probably do a different type of top with it, but that's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to be strategic with it because I do want to sew this up for my spring summer mood board, but stay tuned for that. So let me put this to the side because I'll need to wash that. And then here's the magazine that I received. She sent. This is the Burda style. Oh, this is the latest issue. This is the February 2022 issue. So isn't that nice? Should I do a flick through? I'll do a flick through. What I need to do is, let me tell you what I'm gonna do, because I need to clean up my sewing space. So when I record a video, this is me. I lay all the pattern pieces, they just like thrown all over the floor. But they're laid what I call strategically behind me because I sit here and record. And now I just need to clean this up. I always clean up between sewing projects and just have my space. It just helps clear my mind. But my next BHM pattern designer make is the Gia skirt by Style Sew Me Patterns. And I like I said, I already pattern tested for that, did an extensive review. So I didn't want to do another dedicated video. So I'm gonna roll it in here so you'll see that here. But let me show you my previous Gia, and then maybe I'll do a flick through because I have to try on the Gia again. Oh, that's cute. I have to try on the Gia again, and because if you saw that video, and again I'll link to it up in the iCards, it was long, which was fine. Obviously, when you pattern test, you kind of keep with what the original design is, and then you can make tweaks and stuff after that. But it's longer than what I think I would normally wear a skirt, so I wanted to shorten it. And I also considered I think I mentioned before taking out the zipper and just doing an elastic waistband, and I still may do that because, excuse me, as I continue on my journey, my weight loss journey, I still want to be able to wear it as long as I possibly can. If I just put in a stable belt, I'm sorry, waistband with the zipper, it's gonna be too big at the waist. And so I'm thinking maybe I'll just take out the zipper and put it in elastic waistband instead. That way I can wear it as long as I possibly can because it's going to be in the color purple. But let me show you the previous version and what I'm thinking. Okay, sorry I'm talking so fast, but I need to get back to work. My break is over. So here's the skirt. Absolutely beautiful. And I linked what this fabric was. I can't remember what type of fabric this is off the top of my head, but it has this split and everything. And so yeah, that's one thing I need to be cognizant of. It might take, I have to look and see if the pattern has a length and shorten line, and if it doesn't, I need to be very strategic about where I am shortening it, because it might, whoops, came off the hanger. It might remove that split. I don't know, but absolutely love it. Remember how I finished it off? Absolutely love, 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 love. And so I'm gonna try it on again. I'm thinking, I'm not gonna try it on now because I'm gross. So I need to get dressed and everything, but I'm thinking I'm gonna end up taking like 6 inches off of this. And by the looks of it, there'll be just a little bit of a split. Maybe I won't raise the split at all. Whatever split is left, that's left. I'm not raising it, gonna raise that at all. But yeah, I'm probably gonna take 5 to 6 inches off that. And then, because remember I did the you put in the invisible zipper. So again, I'm thinking I want to change the waistband to be elasticized, and then just eliminate the zipper altogether. She has pockets. I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep the pockets in, but yeah, I will try this on and show you where I'm thinking about shortening it and the fabric I'll be using, and I'll do a flick through, but I'll have to do that later after I get off work. So let me get back to work. I'll see you shortly. Okay, here's my quick elementary flick through of the Burda style and kind of what's in here. I did see a couple things, but let's just look at all styles. I am Definitely loving the simple, it's called, what is it called? Ethno chic. Well, it's just simple styles to me. Definitely pretty. There were a couple things that I did see. And then this says trend patterns. That top is super cute. That sweatshirt is cute. Very simple. Looks to be a simple like shirt dress, but shift style. That's cute too. So I am going to try to find, what is this? 119, 107. And actually, I think that's this. That's cute. And that top is cute. Okay, let me flick through quickly. These shorts are so cute. That's a cute jacket. I did see this and I thought this was cute too. It's a denim dress. You all know I like denim. And I do like the style lines of that. That is so cute. And the model here is wearing a top underneath that. That's cute. That's actually pretty cute. Here is that, what they call the masterpiece. It looked like it can be, it says a coat, but you all know you don't have to follow fashion rules of any kind. Keep adding buttons down there. Add a belt. Make that a cute dress. Yeah. Let's see. This is what I saw that was so cute. This reversible belt with the grommets over that denim dress. That is so cute. So there's instructions for that. That is so cute. That's cute. And as you know, you have to trace Burda. I am going to make it a point to do a Burda. I haven't purchased a Burda magazine in years. And just didn't want to take time to do all that tracing. But as you all know, over the years, I've gotten more into tracing my patterns. Certain patterns. And so, no big deal now. But, and then it has the fun belt variations. Cute. And there's that top. I like this part of the top. That neckline is too high, at least for me. That would be cute as a V-neck for sure, which obviously you can adjust. Yep. I didn't see those shorts in here unless I flicked through too fast that the lady was wearing earlier. And then it got some cute. That's another dress. Look like what can be some workwear, blazer. That top is cute. Okay. That's a cute bag. It's not a pattern, but it is cute. Okay. All right. I think that is it. Okay, yes, I am all clean. I actually have on my Suzanne. This is a free pattern by Style Sew Me Patterns. Free. Definitely super nice. So comfortable. I wear it a lot. And so I'm all fresh and everything. But anyway, couple things. So that was the quick flick through. I'll have to take a closer look because that simple, I know it said it's a coat, but I can't see why that can't be a dress. But anyway, so that one in particular, out of all that quick flick through, is what I thought was good. Okay, so I actually forgot I need to go vote. I am in Texas. Our primary, we have early voting right now, and I want to do early voting. And so I hope all my Texas peeps have voted and taken advantage of that. But I'm actually going to run and do that. But I'm going to show you this skirt on. And don't forget, for anybody who shops SewNaturalDane, thank you so much. I actually have an order to pack up today, and I've been just packaging orders as they've been coming in. And so one came in last night, and I'm gonna wait. I was gonna just go ahead and drop it off at the post office, but because orders have been coming in daily, I think I'm just going to wait just in case some more orders come in today, and then I can take everything tomorrow. On Friday. But so don't forget, if you do spend $25 or more, you do get free shipping. So excited about that. Oh, and the good news, I forgot to mention in my earlier clip, is that I have been contacted by Love Notion Patterns to be a pattern tester. So thank you, Love Notions, for that outreach. So you'll see more about that, me talking about that in future videos. And then I was also contacted by Itch to Stitch Patterns. Kenneth reached out to me and asked for me to join her tester group, and so very excited. You all know these are patterns that I do love and have sewn quite a few of. So I'm so happy and honored that they even thought of me to reach out to me for that. So that is exciting. And then the other thing I wanted to, what else did I feel like I wanted to show you guys something, but maybe, oh, I did. I showed you the McCall's pattern. And tomorrow I'm actually going to get my eyelashes filled in, or touched up, filled in. I'm not going to the same place I went to before. There were issues with that. I'm not going to even talk about that because I didn't talk about it in my birthday vlog because I didn't want to taint my birthday vlog, and I'm not going to taint this vlog. Let's just say I'm going to someone else tomorrow to have these filled in. It looks nice. I like how they kind of fanned out. That looks more natural to me. Obviously there are a couple gaps, but yeah, I'm gonna have her shorten them ever so slightly so they're not touching my glasses. I'll show her how they're touching the lenses on my glasses. But yeah, that'll be tomorrow. And yeah, that is it. I'm gonna sign off for, oh, let me show you how this skirt looks on me. So I'm gonna go ahead and try it on so you can see where it is hitting me and understand why I'm probably gonna take off all of that length. And I also want to just say what touched my heart today was what's happening in Ukraine. I am praying for Ukraine at this time. I cannot even imagine what they are experiencing and going through at the moment. But yes, my prayers are definitely with Ukraine, and I stand with those Ukrainian Christians who are praying. I am praying as well. But let me show you real quickly how this skirt, where it's falling on me. Okay, I pulled this up so I'm not exposing my bra, and I did just pull it up over the jogging pants that I have on. So I want to show you where this is coming on me right now and see if, you know, you can get a, and see with, let me just make sure that this is pulled all the way up. So yeah, okay, so I have it up. As you can tell, there's room, let me see, there's room in there, and that's why I want to do an elasticized waistband, because you know this will just be too big around the waist. And no, I am not adjusting this to fit. But anyway, so let me show you the length. So you can see here's my feet, the bottom. This is coming, if I look down, it's probably 4 inches above my ankle, and so I don't want it, my next one, to be that long. So I am going to shorten it at my knee. And so all I'm doing, and I know I'm bending down and that's distorting it just ever so slightly, but hey, that's what happens when you're kind of doing it yourself. What I'm going to do is use this piece of chalk and mark where I feel my knee is, which is about right there. So you see that mark I made? What I'm going to do, because I know my measurement from my waist to about my knee, just a little bit below my knee, that length, I'm going to measure from here to here, about where I wanted to stop, and measure and compare that to where I normally like my skirts and dresses to stop on me. And so as you can even tell from, if I come up, that's easily going to be probably more than 6 inches. That's going to be, I don't have my ruler in front of me, I'll let you know, but that's probably like 10, that might be more like 10 inches. I'll be shortening this by, and then I'll see where that hits on here. It's still going to give me a split, because as you know, there is a split. I'm not going to raise the split at all. Whatever's left after I shorten this is what's left. And so so there still will be a split. It's just not going to be as deep. And yeah, I'm going to shorten it by that much. And on the pattern, and this is so easy to put together, and then I'll do that. So I'll just share that with you as I'm going through it, and might do a voiceover. I don't know, we'll see how it goes, but I need to get to the polls real quick and get back. So I will see you in the next clip. Okay, it's the next day actually. I have on the same thing, but I went and voted and all that good stuff yesterday, so took care of that. So I am measuring where you attach the waistband to that marking. It's 18 inches. Obviously, I have to take in consideration seam allowance and stuff like that, but I'm just going to measure from the marking to the hem, and it's 11 inches. And so, and measured on me, my waist to my knee is typically what I like is like 24 to 25 and a half inches. So I have all of that written down. I am going to mark potentially to shorten by 11 inches, but I'm getting ready to measure all of that on the pattern pieces and see if the pattern actually has shortened length in line. I do not remember. So I'm just looking at my notes from before. I did a size 16, which was a 38 waist, and as you can tell, there is room, but you know what, I'm going to go ahead and cut out the same size again, because I am going to take the zipper out, and I want more volume in the skirt. I don't mind the more volume in the skirt, and even with the 38-inch waistband, you can adjust that with the amount, how much you pull in the elastic, how much elastic you use for around the waist. So I think I'm gonna keep the size I did before. I technically could go down a size to the size 14, but again, I want more volume in the skirt. I do like that volume in the skirt, and so I think I'm just gonna stick with that. But technically, I should be going down to the size 16 based on the size chart and based on the finished garment measurements, which, as you saw when I tried it on, there was room. I could go down, but I'm not. I'm just going to keep it at a size 16, just because I want more volume in the skirt part. So let me look at these pattern pieces. This is the waistband. Oh, okay, so let me explain. Okay, so I see what happened. I circled the 16 . Unfortunately, there is not a lengthen and shorten line, so I'm going to have to figure this out. That won't be too bad because I have the skirt piece here, and I can just measure down and then figure out how I want to shorten it. But oh, okay, looking at my notes, I actually, when I pattern tested, I was sent the larger size pack. So I circled 16 because that's the size I should have done at the time. But because the size pack I was sent was a size because she increased her size range to go up to a size 34. And so at the time of testing, when it was sent to me, I was sent the 18 through 34 size pack. But now I am in the size 0 through 16 size pack, so I can't do a size 16. I'm actually going to do the size 18, which is probably going to give me just a little bit more volume in the skirt. I think it's still going to turn out absolutely fine, because I'm taking out the zipper for sure. I'm definitely taking out the zipper now, because I was going back and forth on that, but no, I'm definitely taking out the zipper. So I am going to, and I'm actually going to, sorry for all the paper. I am actually going to cut these pieces, because I'll never wear that length. I'll never cut it that length again. Anyway, the longer length that I've already made. So I'm just going to shorten all of these pattern pieces. It is 1, 2, 3. It's only 4 pattern pieces, plus the waistband and the pockets. So that is what I am going to do. I do have some errands to run as well, but I'm just going to speed this part up and get all this measured out. And yeah, once I'm done cutting out the fabric and all that good stuff and I start sewing, I will see you then. Okay, you probably saw me going back and forth and remeasure myself and all of that. And so what I did, I measured from the bottom again a couple times, and I was like, ooh, this don't look right. Then I measured again on myself, and then so here's the top of where the waistband will go. So I measured down, and I decided to do 21 inches from here down, because I'm also adding the waistband. And I think I do want it to be, because the fabric I'm using, which you'll see, it's a little bit more swingy. So I'm thinking I want it just maybe an inch shorter than I initially thought. And so yeah, we'll see. The hem, I can always shorten the hem if I feel like it's too short. But yeah, this is the so I'm taking off 9 inches off the bottom. I'm taking 9 inches off the bottom at the end of the day. So I'm going to do that. Let me mark that on here. I did 21 inches. So I'm just marking the pattern piece so I know. And so I am just going to repeat that same process for the other 3 pattern pieces, and then I can cut out. And because this dress is the skirt is so super easy to sew up, and then we'll move on to the next thing. Okay, I am popping in real quick. I just got back home. I actually ended up running errands. It took way longer than I anticipated, but I got my lashes done and I went to a new place. This time I am going to share with you where I went. The previous place, there were some issues. Yeah, I'm not gonna even get into it. So I didn't go back. I didn't schedule to go back there. And so I went to a place called, hopefully you can see it here, Lash Envy. Her name is Emma. Phenomenal. She filled me in. We talked about, you know, the issues. Filled me in. They look absolutely great. They're not as, I don't think, I call it caterpillar look as the first set was. And you know, I talked to her about my lashes brushing up against my lenses. She said they the way she did them this time, as she called it, mapping my lashes this time, those were shed off, because she said they were a little long for what looks natural on me. And so Emma is phenomenal. So I've already booked my next few appointments with her, and so yeah, that is awesome. And then, so the other place didn't tell me how to clean my lashes. they grabbed a spoolie out of this box full of other spoolies, and I was looking like, and then the card they gave me, it was some random card sitting off to the side. But anyway, let me show you real quick what Emma gave me after my appointment. So I received this bag full of goodies. So inside the bag is all of this. I mean, I was like, what is this? Had no idea. But let me I'm just gonna kind of slide it out. So not only did she text me, you know, some information, she gave me the card about the wash. So I can wet my eyelashes tonight. I can wash them tonight. She said I can. And this is the wash that I'll be using. And it's a gentle one. It's vegan friendly, which I love. I mean, I didn't get nothing from the other place. So here's the wash that I'll be using to wash. And I use this brush. Let's see here if that'll focus. Yeah, I'll use this brush to wash. And then she gave me several bags of these. I have like, I don't know how many, 8, I think, 6, yeah, something like that, that she provided. And then of course here's her card. I'm going to leave her information for my Texas people down in the, if you're in this area, go ahead, and I highly suggest Emma. Her facility is absolutely beautiful. Love, love, love. So I'm excited to be having a new lash technician that I can go to. And so yeah, let me get back to sewing. I am actually going to eat first. It may be a little dark. I'll probably have to bring in some lighting, but after I eat, because I have not eaten anything, I will go ahead and finish adjusting the other pattern pieces, cut everything out, come back in here and sew. Everybody, you just saw me cut everything out. I actually was gonna go ahead and sew it tonight, but I am tired, and so you know that's not a good mix when you're tired and trying to work on a project. Yeah, you're bound to make some mistakes. So but I did cut my elastic because, like I said, I'm using 2-inch elastic because it's 4 inches wide, the waistband. So this should be just fine, work out just fine. So yeah, that's it. So you'll see me tomorrow, plus you'll have better lighting because, as you can tell, it is late and I have that little light on. So yeah, this is going to be so easy tomorrow to put together. So yeah, I will see. I'm thinking I'm gonna work out, then sew it up. And then there was one other thing I wanted to do. And then that'll probably wrap up my Sunday vlog. But anyway, we shall see tomorrow. But yeah, that is it. Gia's circle skirt is cut out and she is ready to go. So tomorrow, let's get to sewing. Happy Saturday. Yes, I have worked out, I have eaten, and I am feeling really good. So I have actually started only thing I've done is the pockets. I forgot the instructions advised to finish off all the raw edges on the pattern pieces before constructing. And so then I remembered, okay, yep, I want to serge. I just serged the pockets. I was going to use binding on the pockets, but because I'm going to bind all of the raw edges of the pattern piece, I don't know if I'm gonna have enough binding left. I'll probably end up using up all of this, if not majority of it, on that. So I didn't want to use it on this, and it's just a pocket, so that's fine. And so yeah, so that is what I am getting ready to do. Actually just add the binding to all of the pattern pieces. Still working with the same spool of thread that I started with this month. I think I might have to change it out during this project, we'll see. But yeah, so I'm just going to fast forward through all of this. You'll see me add in the binding, and then I will come back once I am getting started with the skirt. It is so super easy. And actually after this, there is one other thing. I was out, you guys, it must have just poured down before I went walking, and no sooner than I completed my 4 miles and put my foot on my driveway, it came pouring down. Literally right when I put my foot on my driveway, when I was coming in the house, I was like, thank you, Jesus. And so so yeah, and it's cold out too. I still got on my hat and everything, but anyway, so I'm gonna do one other thing after this, and then that'll probably be it for the Sunday reset. But anyway, let's get started. Let's go. So I finished putting all of the binding around all the raw edges. Obviously you don't have to do that. Depending on the fabric you're using, you can actually French seam, decide to French seam as you go, or you can serge all your seams first, but I put all the binding around. And yeah, I know for a fact I'm gonna probably, because yeah, this should be good. But anyway, so I am just going to go ahead and get started. The seam allowance is half an inch. You might have seen me marking on my binder as I was going. That was because I was covering up the notches that I made, and I just marked them as I was going to remember where the notches were. So you know, I need to put the pockets and all that different type of stuff. So if you do use bias binding, make sure that you're marking with a marking tool where your notches were, because you're covering them up with the binding. And so, but anyway, the pattern calls for a ½ inch seam allowance. And yeah, this is going to be super duper fast because I'm not doing the zipper. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm just going to fast forward all of this and get right to it. So one thing you want to be mindful of is when you are doing binding around the edges, keep in mind how wide that binding is, because if you just saw in that clip, I was unpicking. It was because when I turned this over to the side, I could see the binding showing through here. And one, that's partly because how it was applied here. I noticed, I don't know if you picked up in the clips, but I noticed that some of my binding didn't catch on both sides at the tops. in the middle and everything was fine, but I had to unpick certain ones, and so then that left the binding a little wider on some sides, if that makes sense. But yeah, I caught that, and so I unpicked that to make sure that it comes over, that it doesn't show through on the other side. So now I am going to attach the pockets. I am almost done. Okay, the skirt is put together. It is all done. I am just going to clip my loose threads here, and like I said, make sure you're paying attention to the width of your binding that you're putting on compared to the width of your seam allowance, and making sure that you are applying your binding properly, because it can, I noticed I have problems with binding. Now I know, it kind of dawned on me while I was making this skirt. And if you saw from my other makes where I had to redo some of the binding on there, I noticed I have issues with the silky binding, not the cotton. If I were to use the polyester, cotton, whatever it is, binding, it doesn't slip and slide on me like that. But when I'm using the binding that's silk, because this is the silk binding, if I'm not paying attention, I can have a piece of the binding too far over on one side, and when I try to sew it down, it's not catching on one side. So definitely I have to be careful with using the silk binding for sure, because I don't have that issue when I'm using the cotton or polyester binding. So my last step here, because I am not, remember, I'm not adding the zipper. I have, this is what the inside is looking like. Only thing that's serged here are my pockets, and that's the variegated thread. So only thing I need to do is I'm gonna go press all the seams. I'm gonna go press all these seams open that I just did, and then add the waistband, add the, I think I have enough binding to use binding for the hem, and I'm gonna add the waistband and the hem, and that's it. It'll be done. So I will be right back. Okay, so I added the waistband. I have not, and I got my center back seams lined up. Obviously, because I didn't do the zipper, I just folded the waistband right sides to right sides together and sewed them. And so I left an opening here so I can add my elastic through. Now I have not added any finishing here yet, because I think I might run out of binding. So what I want to do is go ahead and do my hem first, because this is a large circumference. I want to make sure whatever binding I do have left, I use on here, on the hem. And if I have to serge the waistband, that's fine. I'm fine with that. And so I am going to go ahead now, add the hem, and then the bias binding to the hem, and then we'll see how much binding I have left. If I can add it, I'll put the elastic in the waistband first, and then see if I have enough binding to bind the waistband on the inside. If I do, I'll do that. If not, I'll just have to serge it, which is fine. Oh, it is so cute. This is look number 4, by the way, of my fall winter mood board. So yeah. Alrighty, she is done. I just put my label in. Let me see if you can see that. It says, I put in this one, handmade. And yes, y'all know I still have my little markings on here that washes out. But I had enough binding to add to the waistband, so everything's cleaned off beautifully on the inside. So the waistband, the hem of the skirt, here's the outside, here's the hem of the skirt. The thing with the binding too, you want to make sure that you open up your side seam when you're stitching over the side back seams or whatever it is. But yeah, I'm gonna try it on. Yes, I still have on my workout clothes. Do not judge me. I am not going to take pictures today. Actually, I'm gonna wrap up because this is the video you all need to be seeing tomorrow. And I'm gonna do one more thing. Actually, I'll be talking about my sewing plans for April and May. We'll focus on athletic wear, so that swimsuit that I never got to last year, and more workout gear. And so I need to order some fabric, and so I'm just going to share with you where I'm ordering. I'll just take you with me when I order. How about that? But this is the skirt. This is it. Let me just try it on real quick so you can see how it looks. I'm just going to try it on over my jogging pants. Okay, just pulled her up, and here's her pockets. These, I can see these, barely see the sides. Here we go. See how more she's swishy. I didn't want to take out any of that volume. Now you can kind of see what I'm saying. And so yeah, when you can get a little peek. Here's the split. It's not a deep split, so here's the split. As you can see, it's still a little something there, but I didn't want to raise it up higher because then it'll be mid-thigh. It'll be too high. But I left as much that was left after I shortened it. My knee is right here. I will take pictures by the time my video comes up on Wednesday when I do a recap of everything I made this month. You'll see me in this, but I won't be able to take a picture in this for it's just pouring down and getting dark outside. But so yeah, there she is. Ha ha ha. Look number 4 from my fall winter mood board in purple. You all know I will be making the Rebecca Page, the wrap top. I'll pop up a picture here which is intended to go with this skirt, and I'll probably sew that up next. But yay, I'm glad I did decide to switch and do this in a solid color because it will go with more things. And obviously it might be sitting a little wonky, but I have on my jogging pants up underneath. So yay, she is done. All right, let's jump online and order some fabric. All right, so I am going to order some supplies. Like I said, my plans, and I'll have a separate plans video that'll go into the patterns that I'll be using. But I am going to focus because you all know I was supposed to be making a couple swimsuits, like 2 or 3, some workout pants, some more workout tops, and I just never got around to it because I was like, oh, I'm gonna sew this next, so it just never did. Okay, so I am going to dedicate April and May to get workout gear done. Now in April and May I will be sewing up some other stuff as well, but I have got to get on my workout gear stuff because it is pretty shabby, and my swimsuit is beyond ridiculous now. I'm like double trying to tie it so it stay on me when I go to Aquafit and everything. But anyway, let me just share with you where I am shopping. So as you can tell here, I am on Amelia Lane Designs, and there was actually a it was so funny Instagram, I tell you, algorithms just show you the things that you've been looking at the most and what you've been searching on your phone and all of that. And so because I've been looking at different athletic fabrics, and so this popped up on Instagram as a ad, and I was like, what? It's a athletic sampler bundle, and this is Amelia Lane Designs, and she has all kind of it looks like, I've never shopped this site before, but I did take a look. As you can tell there's a lot of different types of fabrics. But to try the fabric, there's this athletic sampler. It's $39.99. You can choose to get it in half yard, fat halves, 1 yard or 1.5 yard increments. And so you get a total of, as you can tell down here, you get a total of 3 yards. And so and then it tells you the different types of fabric bases that may be included in what you get. And then it kind of gives you tips if you want half yard or what increments you should get. I am just going to roll the dice and pick mine to be cut in 1 yard increments. I'm just gonna order that. And so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna see how Amelia Lane Designs is. And but yeah, I did take a peek through the site, a lot of nice little fabrics. But yeah, I am going to go ahead and check out. Okay, now I just clicked on Cam Snaps. I want the gunmetal size 20. So these are the ones that I want. And so a set is a set of 50 is only $9.99. So I am going to order those. I only have like 3 or 4 left. So I am going to go ahead and log into my account and order these. But I think, yeah, that's all I want. Was the size, yep, the size 20. That's the size that I get. So you all seen my videos, so I don't have to go over that. So I am going to go ahead and order those. Okay, so I'm gonna order my patterns from PDF Plotting, and I actually don't have to show you that because I have an entire video showing you how to order from PDF Plotting. I will link that up above and down in the description box down below. You have until tomorrow, February 28th, to take advantage of the sale. The other thing I'm ordering are new blades for my Fiskars cutting rotary cutter. I don't know if you noticed in my time lapse, I had to keep going through cutting because this is pretty dull. So I need a whole new pack for this rotary cutter. And that is pretty much it. I actually have some errands to run today. And I need to get this video edited later this evening. It's still early in the afternoon, but need to get this video edited so it can go up tomorrow, and which is Sunday, the day you're seeing this. Oh, I want to say, after working out, I have to say I absolutely love the way these lashes feel. I almost feel like the other set felt like I had something on my eyes. This doesn't feel like that. And she told me, I forgot to tell you guys, she told me that I had a little damage to my eyelashes based on how they did my lashes at the other place. But yeah, come up, so make sure you stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Stay tuned. I will do a roundup of everything that I have made in the month of February. I'll probably throw my January makes in there because I only made 2 things in January. I only made 2 things in January. And so yeah, so I will do that. That'll be coming up on March. That should be March 2nd. We are already in March, the 3rd month of the year. So all right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any questions. Leave them down in the comment section below. The garment labels, everything is available on SewNaturalDane.com, so make sure you go visit. I see orders coming through, so I'll probably be working on those as well. But yeah, thank you everybody for all of your support, especially on BHM Pattern Designers. Obviously, I still have not only my roundup of everything I made for the month, but also the winners video and the prize packs. But make sure you follow me over there on Instagram so you know when because I do a live on Instagram when I'm choosing the winners. So, and that won't be until, I think I want to try to do it this Friday. Well, this Friday, the 2nd, 3rd, 4th. I think that's March 4th. I wanted to try to do it, but I might push that off till next week, Monday, or the Monday after, which I don't know what day that is. But anyway, so we shall see. But make sure you stay tuned, everybody. And yeah, I will see you on Wednesday. Bye.